All right, what's up? So it's been a few days since I've videoed anything. Uh, this car is literally fighting me every step of the way. I cannot, for the life of me, get that CV axle out. I got a buddy coming. He's got a service truck with air hammers and all that stuff. So we're gonna try and get that off. I had my 5-ton jaw puller on there, and that couldn't even get it off. So I'm gonna hope an air hammer can get that off. I really hope it can get it off because it's a pain. I also have this knuckle out, my 20-ton shop press. Literally, it's such an odd shape that I can't set it up to get it out or anything like that. I got the front knuckle out somehow. I don't remember how. I don't remember how I did it. But all of that suspension is taken off. I do have to lower the subframe a little bit to get this lower control arm out. So I'm going to start with doing all that. Without further ado, let's just get this started. We should definitely get that subframe lowered a little bit, so we get to use my new creeper. Yeah. Yeah, we can get the impact in here. Thank you. Oh, there's one. And there's two. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna suck to get back off. Or back on, I mean. There's this one. This one's not bad. I mean, I probably could have got away with using it still, but we got a new one. And these are labeled, which is nice. That one goes in there. And leave that, I guess. Like that. Drop this down. Oh, that was my knee. Oh my God, that wasn't even my hand or anything. It was my knee. Oh, God. Oh, that hurt so bad. Oh, oh, oh my gosh. Ah. Ow. Okay, that was my hand. Ow. Okay. That one's on. I had to loosen the front subframe bolt. Got the lower end. Just got to tighten it up. It's inside the subframe with a captive nut, which is nice. Get it to where it's just snug. Doesn't need to be tight. Oh, jeez. Stupid power steering line. And this is stamped right as well. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's stamped right as well. And these are 17s. If you can undo your strut and kind of move it forward or move it around at least, it just makes life easier because there's literally like zero room in here for any of that. So we will put this in. Just get it snug. We don't have to go crazy, like I said. Snug, it still moves freely. Awesome. Lose my bolt. Sick. Go find that. We will put the shock on. I don't know if this came with the lower forks, but I got these from Detroit Axle, bro. Telling you, who does that? Brand new nuts. A lot of manufacturers, they're just like, yeah, you just reuse the old ones. So that's awesome. So now I'm gonna have to go rob a part off that other one. Okay, it's just, that was just a 14 millimeter and they just slide right out. I don't believe these are directional. Oh no, this one is directional. So it's nice, they have the castings. This one's for the left hand, so that's for the other side. Yep, like that. There we go. And it's in. All right, last piece till we get the knuckle is going to be this sway bar end link. I can't get the tie rod end off, so just gonna have to wait till the knuckle gets here. That way I can put it in the knuckle, crack that nut loose, because it's on there. So we'll put sway bar end link back in, and then we'll move the other side. We'll do the same thing on this side. Both lower control arms, upper control arm, shock, and then we'll move to the right rear, and then depending on what time it is, I may have to wait a little bit till my buddy gets here, but I can still put shocks, lower control arms, all that other stuff. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should put some anti-seize on these. Yeah, let me put some anti-seize on these, because if I do end up keeping this car, I don't want to have trouble taking it off. So I do have some anti-seize. Now, with anti-seize, you don't need a whole bunch. This stuff sticks to everything. I'm literally going to put the tiniest bit, and I'm still going to get some all over my hand. Oh, that's a bunch. Literally, I just coated the brush. That's all. That's literally all you need. Oh, don't you start spinning now. It's gonna be one of them. I don't advise this, but I gotta get this on. All right, got done with the passenger side. Now we're on the driver's side. It's basically going to be the same thing. Picked the subframe back up, hooked all that good stuff up. But yeah, that's pretty much just going to be the same thing. When I was taking this out, wheel speed sensor, the bolt snapped inside of here because it's so rusty. I'm gonna center punch it. We'll drill it out. I'm gonna try and tap it with a 8x125. Hopefully that works, and then I'll have to find a bolt that will go in it. What? Okay. Helps if the drill's on. Yeah, we're walking the bit. Yeah, it's just walking. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do a smaller drill bit and then we'll keep stepping up from there. Smaller drill bit. It is not straight at all. If you've never used a tap, you wanna be careful because you can break these. I've done it. You do wanna put some lube on there. And definitely tap some threads. All right, so yesterday I had my buddy come by. He has a service truck with an air tank and all that good stuff. So we tried getting this knuckle off, which we ended up doing, but we didn't end up using the air hammer. He had a puller, but I guess mine didn't work, which is weird because I have a 5-ton puller and it didn't get it off, but it's whatever. All right, we're just gonna zip that out with the impact. Got my swivel socket on there. All right, it's all loose, which is nice. Remember leaving all that stuff loose. And like I said, we'll spray some more PB Blaster in there. That way things will go together a lot easier and come apart a lot easier. All right. Caught it. Sweet. Alrighty. That goes in there. Put this on here. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Yeah, that's plenty. We don't want to break anything. Got that one. Still got some PB Blaster on there, so we'll leave that down there. Thought I could He-Man that off. Nope. I got that on there pretty tight, so. That's that. Push that out. Pull this out. Flip it. Just gonna put that in as a placeholder. Get that bolt. Put it back in here. And one Ugga Dugga. That's all you need. You don't need to do anything crazy. Okay? Because if you tighten those all the way up, you run the risk of destroying those rubber bushings. All right, put that on. Okay. That's on there now. The fun part, yet again, I need to lower the subframe. All right, I got my jack under the subframe, so when it falls, it doesn't smack me in the face. I lose all my teeth. So, it's a 19. There is a washer there. We'll just throw that on there, back up there. Couple threads, that way it can catch it. All right, they're two 17s and a 19. It's a little bracket. Nothing crazy. You guys saw me messing with it yesterday. So, and then this should drop down. Oh, swivel's over there, okay. Get the, oh, son of a, I didn't put the CV axle back in. Because I'm dumb. All right, so we have flipped them around so they're facing the right way. I'm gonna leave the subframe down because we're gonna need to keep it down because that rear lower control arm is gonna be a pain to put back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this front knuckle on, and then we'll move to the rear. We'll do the toe links, we'll do the upper control arm, we'll do the shock, and then we'll bolt everything back up together because we don't need to drop subframe for that, I hope. And yeah, hopefully by then the other one will be in for the front knuckle, and then we can finally put that back in after I drain the fuel, because I still haven't done that yet. And once we do that, put the new headlights in that are behind that core support, which I showed you guys, but if you haven't seen them, they're gonna look sick. So yeah, so we're gonna put this front knuckle on, we'll put the rotor on, we'll put the brakes on, and then we'll do the same for the back. I am gonna try and clean these up a little bit. This one wasn't terrible to get out, but we're just gonna put some anti-seize on there and clean them up a little bit. That way, next time they have to come out, they will come out a lot easier. So let me go grab some anti-seize and we'll do that. All right, so cleaned it up pretty good. I tried using sandpaper at first, so a few of the splines look a lot cleaner than the others, but that was taking too long, so I just used some brake cleaner and a brass brush, and that is it. Cleaned them up real nice. So we're gonna put some anti-seize on here, and then we'll get this knuckle on. All right, let's get some anti-seize on there. All right, everybody. So I put those back on the right, flipped them around. Subframe's still on the ground and all that stuff. Well, it's not on the ground, it's just loose. Yeah. So this looks like progress, right? Yeah, progress. Okay. I thought that the knuckle and hub, well, the knuckle's the same, but I thought the hub and the wheel bearing were the same on a 3.0 V6 that I ordered. Oh. Thought they were the same that I ordered on Rock Auto. Wasn't. So, unfortunately, the one that's coming today, later, which it's probably already here. I don't have my mic on, so it's gonna sound really bad. I'm so defeated with this car. I mean, it literally, Mazda dealership doesn't even have the part. It is literally discontinued. So this part is actually unobtainium. So you can't get a knuckle. You can get the wheel bearing, you can get the hub. I can't press those out. I've taken it to a few shops. They can't press them out. So it's to the point where I don't know. This car is just defeating me. I literally have no idea what to do. I did go on eBay. I found one. It's the passenger side. So now I gotta find the driver's side. And of course, they all look terrible. So I don't know. It's a crapshoot. I do have wheel bearings, so I'm probably just gonna order the other one off eBay as well. And yeah, I'm so upset and defeated. Like, not upset to where I'm gonna cry. I'm just mad because it's like, dude, like, nobody makes this part. It's insane. All right. Had to go back to Harbor Freight and grab one of these bigger pulley bearing separators because the one that I had was too small, of course. So we are going to try and get this off now. Trying not to put my face right there. Is it pulling it up at all? Yeah, a little bit. All right, I guess we'll keep going. So we got some space here. This is what I'm trying to take off. So now we're gonna put the pry in there, and well, not the pry, but the bearing puller, and we're just gonna slide it off. Hopefully. Hopefully. Come on, baby. Oh, we got it. Yeah, there we go. This is the inner casing to the bearing right here. So we got it off. Oh, she's up. All right, let's see. Oh, it's just gonna spin. Yeah. All right, so what I'm doing is I put this on, it's not, I guess, it's not like small enough. I tried putting the smaller one on, but it didn't work. Could try and put some heat on it. That may loosen it up, so I'm gonna grab some heat. All right, got my heat. And we're just gonna heat this thing up and hopefully she pops off. And there we go. That's why you need to be very careful. Got it a little hot there. There we go. All right, we're in. All right. So now that we got the original hubs back on, we're gonna put this thing back together. Yeah, we'll move to the rear and we'll get the rear done. Oh, I just love when parts go together. Super easy. Sarcasm, by the way. All right, so I took apart the whole entire trunk and I have to drop the subframe. So I need to get that bolt out. I've already loosened that one. Did that one off camera because it was mangled up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, see how it's all mangled. There we go. See how it's all mangled and stuff. So I'm just going to drop the subframe a little bit. I have to get up in here to get that bolt back there. That bolt back there. And then to get the shock out, believe it or not, you have to drop this bracket, which that bolt, and there's a few others around there somewhere. That bracket right there, that bolt right there. That one. Camera won't focus, but yeah, those are pretty rusty too. So I really hope that they don't snap. Knowing my luck though, they will snap. So I'm just gonna hit it with a ratchet and hope for the best. If they do come off, then perfect. If they don't, then awesome. I do have to take this toe link out as well. And then the bracket that's holding the toe link to the rear knuckle here. And then those two pieces get to go on and that shock. And then everything bolts back up and we'll move the other side. But yeah, so it's kind of hard to get in there to get that bolt, but we're trying. So I'm gonna try and get you guys a good angle here, and we'll try and get this off and drop subframe a little bit. All right, we're gonna get in here. This is a 17, and we're gonna try and bust this thing free. There's a lot of stuff in the way. I would like to take this trailing arm out of the way, but I don't really want to take off more stuff than I have to. So, yeah, but this thing is on there, that's for sure. Oh, did not like the sound of that. Could have been my ratchet though. I've had this ratchet for a pretty long time. Yep, it's the ratchet. I think we busted it free a little bit. There it goes. Oh man. This bolt is very rusty. But got it free. So awesome. Alright. So I had to lower the subframe a little bit. I literally have no room back here to get that out. Still gotta do the bolts for the shock, which I don't understand why. Why didn't you just have an access point in the trunk? Hello? I don't understand. But whatever. So I'm just gonna continue doing this, get these out, and yeah. It's just slow going, unfortunately. I don't have a lift, so it just really sucks because I can't actually get under there and look at stuff. But got my trusty creeper. Got under there and saw everything. But yeah, like I said, we're just going to keep plugging away. It's been a while since I gave you guys a video, but for me, I hate giving videos that are not complete. I mean, I know that warrants it sometimes, but anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. We officially got everything on. What took me so long was this rear suspension was literally fighting me to the end, especially that bolt right there. For some reason, this lower control arm that houses the spring would not go on. Like, it wouldn't line up at all. So I ended up having to buy a set of these. If you don't know what these are, I believe what I call them. A lot of people call them, ooh, that was loud. But a lot of people, I call these, like, focus. Whatever. I call these the, I guess, witch finger, lady finger, whatever old school people call them, pry bars, but they're like a rolling pry bar or whatever. So I had to buy those because trying to get that in, bent my screwdriver. Luckily, it's not one of my nice ones. Damaged some threads on that bolt, trying to get it in the first time because I was turning it and turning it and turning it, and it just wouldn't go all the way through. So I had to wait to get these in the mail. Oh, didn't this one break too? Oh, but I think this one's seized. So we'll just leave that alone because I'm not messing with that. If it falls out, I'll get a wheel speed sensor fault and we'll deal with it at that point. We'll drill it out and yeah, like I said, we'll just deal with it at that point. Okay, so we should be able to lower this all the way down. Perfect. I think this side's a little looser than the other side, but you know, who cares? Come on. Ah, there we go. One. Okay. There we go. Oh. Okay, that's off. Caliper bracket on. Yeah, whoever worked on this last, for some weird reason, they only put anti-seize on these rears. I don't know why. Because, you know, the fronts don't need it. Because the fronts come off so easy, right? Okay. Yeah. All right, that's on. I got this all from Detroit Axle, by the way. It was cheap, and honestly, all the suspension stuff, like shocks, toe links, upper control arm, it came with pretty decent quality. Not gonna lie. I was a little suspicious with it being so cheap, but you know, it wasn't terrible. Found this place through my friend Jesse, which you guys may meet here in a little bit or so, as long as he's awake. He does work third shift, so, but he's off, I believe, for like the next couple days or something like that, because he covered for somebody. So, yep, he found it and he used it, and he was pretty surprised about. Oh, here, I'll show you guys that little trick that a lot of techs use. Well, there goes my bolts. Okay, cool. But I'll show you guys the little trick that a lot of the techs use in the shops, especially when you're up against the clock and you're doing a brake job. And I believe, I want to say, if you're replacing rotors and not, well, yeah, if you replace rotors and don't cut them, I believe it's 2 hours. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been in the shop environment, so don't quote me, but I think it's 2 hours. And this is a little trick you can do to make it go by a lot quicker. So if you are doing just pads and you're not cutting your rotors or anything like that, or you have an on-the-car brake lathe, which I had when I worked at Mazda, you would put the on-the-car brake lathe on after you pop this off, so the brake caliper is on, loosen the caliper bolt, take it out, and then you would flip this up, because the brake line is on the back. You can go either way, just depends on your car. But with this car, you can go either way. You can go up or down. But you would flip this up like this, and get that out of the way, and it would just sit there. And then your brake pads would be right here. If you're not cutting the rotors, which you honestly should if you can, but if you're not cutting the rotors, you can just pop your brake pads in and out, and then you just grease them up, slide it back down, put your bolt back in. If you are cutting the rotors, I had an on-the-car brake lathe when I worked at Mazda, so you would hook the machine up and you would put the machine right here, and it would just cut the rotors. You take it off, and once again, you would just pop your brake pads in, flip it down, you're on your way, you're done. So that is a quick way to do your brake pads. So like I said, if you're cutting rotors, I believe it's 4 hours. If you're just replacing pads, it's 2 hours. And if you're doing rotors and pads, I believe it's still 2 hours. but this would only take you 45 minutes at the most, maybe. And then you do them all, pump the brakes, make sure the car stops. Please pump your brakes before you move your car. I did it one time and I panicked because the car wouldn't stop. And yeah, I almost backed into another car while I was in the shop. So please, please, please pump your brakes. I've never wrecked a customer car. Never done that. And I've never driven a customer car, you know, spiritedly or anything like that. I've always respected a customer. I've never moved their seats, even though it's been very uncomfortable in some of them, being up against the steering wheel, especially shorter people. I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'8", 5'9", but there's some women out there that are like 5 foot tall or shorter. And let me tell you, when you're up against the steering wheel and you're trying to get in there, it's a little difficult. But anyways, yeah, so then pop this back down, put that in, and pump brakes, and then you're all done. But we are putting new pads, like I said, from Detroit Axle. Decent quality. And I messed up because I didn't put my rotor on. I did that on the other side too. So sweet. All right, rotor is on. I swear I know how to work on cars, I promise. All right, so we're gonna take brake caliper grease. I say brake and caliper grease. Use this if you don't want squeaky brakes. If you want squeaky brakes, don't use it. I don't want to hear my brakes. Put a little bit on. You don't need a bunch. Just like that much. You don't really need it. Now on the piston side, you will need a bunch on the back. So glob it on there. You can grease the piston if it's a flat piston like this. If it's a piston that has like a cup and then a back, you don't need to do all that. But let's get back here, repaint all that stuff on there, make sure we're touching everything we need to touch. Yep. Okay. I feel like those yips from Sesame Street or whatever my kid used to watch. Yep. You know what? I will put a little on here where they're gonna touch, because I believe I did that on the other side. All right. And brakes are installed. Took about 10 minutes, but each side, 40 minutes in and out. You can do it a little faster with a cordless a cordless ratchet or an air ratchet. You can do it a little faster. Okay, so we're gonna put the emergency brake back on. This is a spring style emergency brake. As you can see here, there's a little coil spring. Don't know why they did it this way, but it just clips in here. And then it goes in back here. And then there's a clip. This clip goes on the back, holds it in place. And there we go. It is in. There we go. Come on. Oh, there we are. There, it's in there. Okay. Yeah, I really wish I had a tap this big. If I could find my old tap and die set, I did. I don't think I have one this big. I'll go check real quick. Okay. Did not have a tap and die set, so I'm just gonna hope and pray that that doesn't come out. All right. Well, as you can see, new brakes. There's no more jack underneath the subframe. Everything's back together. We got all the suspension tightened up, front and rear, tightened up the CV axle there. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. I've opened the bleeders. I haven't put any brake fluid in the reservoir or anything like that yet. So anyways, I do have to still bleed, or not bleed out, but do the fuel. I got a bucket down there. All right, we got some fuel going. So that's about a gallon right now. I guess this just keeps it commanded on the whole time, which is sick. Some cars don't, but I just gotta sit here and watch the fuel gauge. All right, well, I do believe that there is no more fuel in the car. That's all the fuel that we got out, so we'll try and pump it one more time. Oh, we got a little bit more. That's it, really. So we're just commanding the pump on so it stays on. And then I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Yeah, probably not. Oh, there's a little more fuel coming out. Yeah, some dribbles. But I mean, unless it starts gushing out again, I believe that that is everything. So we'll go ahead and put that in the lawnmower because my lawnmower literally ran out of fuel mid-mow. I was like 3 passes away from being done with the mower, but whatever. All right. It is time, finally, to get this engine back in for the last time, unless it blows up. Then, yeah, it'll come out again. So I did pull the crankshaft pulley off, so we do need to retime this crankshaft pulley because it's held in by friction washers. It's not held in by a keyway, so there's no way of telling where number 1 cylinder is on compression stroke. So I'm going to take the number 1 cylinder off, or number 1 coil off, take the spark plug out, turn this over by hand, jam my finger in here, and feel when compression starts. And then I'll put the timing peg, which, if you guys don't know, this is the timing peg. So this goes in the back of the block on the passenger side, and the counterweight will hit this, and then that will be top dead center on compression stroke. So we will take this coil off, and then we will take the spark plug out. So there's that. Hold the hold down bolt off. Oh God, these are in there. I really don't want to break this spark plug because that would really suck. Okay, there it goes. It's a little crunchy, but I think, yep, home free. Okay, whew, that was a little scary. You do not want to break these off. Some porcelain will go into the engine and it'll just destroy the cylinder. It'll score the cylinder wall. It can get embedded in between the piston and the piston rings. It can break pistons, piston ring lands. You can have a really bad day. This engine is running extremely rich. So that's always good. But you got the spark plug out. So I will put this in a safe place because we don't want to step on it or break the porcelain. And yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get my finger down there. It's a very deep hole. I'm gonna have to pull the valve cover off, unfortunately. It's the best way. It's one of the easiest ways to make sure the engine's in time, because I'll be able to put the cam tool in the slots and then the engine won't rotate out of top dead center on compression, and I would definitely need to get that crank bolt out. So I wouldn't be able to do that with it just being at top dead center. So yeah, unfortunately, something I didn't want to do is pull this valve cover off again, because for some reason, I don't know why, every time you put a valve cover gasket in these, put it on, and then you have to take the valve cover back off, the friggin' valve cover gasket always falls out of the slot that it goes in. There's two. There's one for spark plug and coils, and then there's one for the perimeter. And the one in the middle literally always comes out and just like bows inward, and it just will never ever stay. I do have the option of putting some RTV in it to get it to stay until it is fully bolted down, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I may have to go buy a new one, which sucks because this is brand new. So we're just going to pull it off, and we're just going to hope that it stays. All right, so got the valve cover off. It seems to be in there just fine. This is tight. So this is number one cylinder right here. These are the intake lobes. These are the exhaust. We need these to point opposite of each other. That will give me the indication that we are at top dead center, or at least on compression stroke. So this should be compression, because both intake and exhaust are closed. So this has to be compression. That cam lobe's flat. And the problem is with the intake, because the high pressure fuel pump's on there, I can't see that slot. I made a critical error. I completely forgot that you have to keep the crankshaft pulley on for the friction washer, because it's not keyed for whatever reason, but the friction washer to grab the crankshaft gear to rotate the cams. I did get it back in time. I didn't video it. I just needed to focus, but I counted back 20 teeth from the space here. You have to count back counterclockwise. There should be a white mark. If yours is dirty, just count backwards and then try and clean it off and mark it, or just remember where it is. You got to get the crankshaft position sensor back on. There is a little line or arrow that it points to. You can get it within an acceptable range. I don't want that. I want perfect. So I lined it up. You can slide this up and down. It's 2 8mm. You can slide it up and down. So I got it perfect. There is a 8mm M6, I believe, bolt that goes in through the crankshaft pulley into a hole in the block that is threaded, or not in the block, but in the timing cover that is threaded. It doesn't go all the way in, but your bolt does need to be long enough. So everything's timed. That's pretty tight, which is good. I know there was some slack. I don't know if just because there's no oil pressure on the tensioner or what, but we're just gonna ignore it for now. We just want to get the car running and sort of driving sort of. So everything's back in time. I did use my timer, my top dead center stopper, which is right here. So we can take that out now. I should put this back in because I need to torque the crankshaft bolt back down. And I know these are torqued to yield, don't kill me in the comments, but it looks fine. I don't see any weird curviness or anything like that. So we're just gonna torque it, or we're just gonna see what happens. If it breaks off in the snout, breaks off in the snout. All right, so we got this set up for 76 foot-pounds. I may have to hold it while I torque this. Well, we went to 77, but that's all right. All right, we got the valve cover back on. I'm just checking to see if everything is on correctly. Make sure nothing came out where it didn't need to be. I think we're okay. So I think crisis avoided. So we are going to torque this down. We're going with 77 foot-pounds. Okay, that one's tight. This is why you double check, because that was completely loose. This one should be, no, it loosened up a little bit too. And then these should be fine. Oh, that was loose as well. All right, those are all on. Cool. Which way are you trying to go?
That way. If they'll turn.
I just have to remember to put the crank bolt.
We might have to move the toolbox a little bit.
I gotta remember to tighten that. We don't really have a lot of room for error because I don't want to pull this ABS module back off because the clip kind of broke.
It broke?
Yeah, you know. While you do that labor-intensive stuff, I'm gonna go over here and be like a supervisor on a job site and just drink coffee and water.
Just look at me while you do it.
I will. I'll look
Lock
you
eyes?
square in the eyes too.
Yeah, just right there in those eyes of yours. This guy got stung by a bee yesterday.
Were they building a nest in his car?
There's nests everywhere at his house.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bunch of nests in the car itself.
That's high as it goes, I believe, there, sir.
No, higher.
You sure?
Yes.
It doesn't look like it's going up anymore.
Poppy, I'm telling you.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah, you need to go till this basically is like crushing the dipstick tube. All right, that's good.
It's good, you sure?
Yeah, should be.
Don't worry, if we need a third pair of hands, we have Bumblebee over there, so.
Oh, that's right. He is an Autobot, so I mean,
Yeah.
he literally could lift this whole thing up with one hand.
Yeah. We got old Bumblebee tuna.
Oh, Bumblebee tuna. Yeah, we got Bumblebee tuna. All right, so first things first, we need to plug in these back to heater core hoses.
Yeah, when they're
These
close
back
enough.
here. Yeah. And then once that's in, we need to somehow try and get the CV axles in. But I do believe we have to take the upper control arm off again in order to pull the knuckle out. to give it enough room so we can put the CV axles in.
Why'd you put the knuckles in?
Because I just wasn't thinking. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this thing in here, sweet. And then I'm like, damn, I still have to do that. So you want me to do that right now?
Yeah, you do that right now. I'm gonna try to line her up in here.
Hey Bob, you want to grab me that impact that's just conveniently sitting right next to you? No? Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, thanks, bud. Really appreciate it. Okay. Oh yeah, sweet. We'll just yank on the ABS sensor wire, you know? So we don't really need that.
You don't really need it.
We don't. Absolutely.
What's that gonna do?
Apparently it helps you stop.
That's what they say. I don't believe it. Fake news.
Wow, that came out all really weird. You want to grab me that hammer in your pants?
As long as you struck it while you use it.
I have to. I have to use the handle too.
Give it a nice dingly dangly, you know?
No, but I actually do need the hammer. Isn't this so much easier to work on than Scott's old car?
No. It's just slightly newer. Get it?
Just had to put the nut back on and beat it, you know? Had to beat it off.
Give her a stroke.
And we'll just stretch this ABS sensor back out too. You gotta go down. Can you go down? You should be able to go down now.
Yeah, I just want to level it out a little bit.
No, don't worry about it. Uno momento, por favor, sir.
What you do?
We gotta put the motor mount on real quick.
Do you really need it though?
Oh geez, almost lost it. Yeah, I kind of, like where my engine sits.
They say you need those. I think it's just bullshit, you know?
I mean, in the Honda,
It has them, man. Okay.
in your Honda, probably not. Because
It
the
has
engine's
motor mounts.
so light that it literally could probably float on air.
They're the old hot dog in a hallway kind of things, you know?
All right, you know what? We're gonna keep these loose. That way we can,
That way you can mount it.
it slides. And then they're both 17s, so let me grab that 17 real quick. So, pretty sure that goes all the way down, yeah. Whoa. All right. Well, I need to nip that. I bought that fancy dancy tool for the, whatchamacallits.
Yeah, I know them well.
That thing. That grabs on the hoses. The hose clamp
Hose clamp
plier.
pliers?
The long extension. Here. These. I bought these. Bro,
Oh, yeah.
these things suck.
Oh, I don't know, man. Mine were always
Like-
really good.
They work okay for like certain hoses, but if they're tiny hoses, these things are.
Tiny hoses, yeah, but you
Things are
shouldn't need them
dog
for
shit.
tiny hoses.
You need me to hold the.
No, I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to smash the plugs.
Well,
All right.
don't worry. I've already done that.
Did you get your radiator lines in yet? No? All right.
No, I didn't. I need you to go down a little bit.
Don't let it hit the ABS pump.
Oh, don't worry. I've already done it. I've
Let's avoid hitting it again, though. You know what I'm saying?
I've destroyed that ABS module. Like, I have legit, like, it wiggles. I've moved it several inches. All right. I don't remember which one goes where. Which one's
Well-
top and which one's bottom. I don't know if it really even matters. I kind of just put them in.
This one's bottom. This one's top.
Are you sure, Daddy?
100% positive.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, look at the hoses, and then look at the way those are formed. See how this hose is like straight 90, and that one's kind of at an angle like that one?
No, what would I do without you? I would have just put them in however.
Yeah, you'd have done it however.
I would have figured it out, but...
You'd have had to use Google or something, you know?
Nah, I mean, the only time I use Google is like torque specs because there's nothing online for these, and there's only paperback shop manuals for these engines and these cars. They're not actually on all data or anything.
They're not on all data?
No.
That's a shame. All right, so you go down more?
Yeah, just go down.
All right.
You gotta go down, go in, go down, go in. What are we hanging up on? Check that brake master cylinder. We hitting that?
No.
No? All right, we're good then.
We're
Keep
very
going.
close.
You're good. Keep going. Keep going. Should just fall right into place. You may have to go back. All right, just you're good here.
Conspicuous woman. What are you eating?
All right, we gotta go that way.
That way?
Yeah. Because we're hitting the third motor mount. Let it down more. I could put a jack underneath the transmission. That's how I did it one time. You want me to do
I might
that?
need to because it's just leaning hardcore.
Yeah,
Man.
it leans super hard.
Not level at all. Oh, yes, Daddy. You really spin me in there.
I'm trying to turn you on.
You really grind my shaft.
Trying.
I can hear it, feel it.
Caitlin always looks at me all mean when that happens.
Don't worry, the lubrication will come soon.
Well, it stopped raining, so. Don't think there's gonna be
Ride it like a
any rain.
cowgirl.
But you're a cowboy.
Yeah.
Am I going the right way?
Yeah, it's moving a little bit. It's just not much.
Promise, we'll get there eventually. If I crank on this handle though, this thing gets loose and it comes off. So it's, Harbor Freight.
Hobo.
They got to all their
Actually, you might be
hand
going the wrong way.
tools.
Yeah, you might be going the wrong way.
I don't know, it seems to be leveling itself out.
It does, but it seems like it's coming back that way, which I don't know.
I don't know. Seems to be leveling out. Whatever.
Works for me, man.
So what I ended up doing a few times is I would just let it fall because I got frustrated. All right, Poppy, I need you to bring the engine back up.
I'm gonna go over there and put some grease on your fingers, boy.
And then I need you to pull it out.
Like, all the way up and back out?
Not all the way back out, just pull it out a little bit. Because you're crushing my drive shaft.
Oh, see, that would be one reason why. Is it out far enough or up higher?
No, you gotta... Well, hold on. Yeah, go up a little more. All right.
Look at that. Freedom. Now I can go back a little farther.
Yep, now you're pretty much where you could just drop the engine down. But we gotta get those CVs in. I also need a new drive shaft because the boot is gone.
That doesn't matter, bro.
I mean,
Those are
there's
just
grease.
suggested, you know?
I mean, there is grease in there.
Suggested, recommended, not required.
Well, really should have thought about raising this car up a little more. It's really not a lot of room under here.
It's enough, Daddy. It's enough.
That's right.
Any higher?
A little bit. You need to come back with that side of the engine. So it needs to rotate. Keep rotating. No, like the engine has to rotate.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah, right there. Hold on. Okay, back and rotate as well. Or just rotate. Yeah.
Fucking air filters in the goddamn way.
All right, so we're just gonna leave this for last.
Engine mounts in the way. Transmission mount.
Isn't that Justin Bieber?
No, that's some other fucking dude. They both probably suck cock, but
Hold on.
yeah, just stretch her out a little bit and I'll let her down. She'll pop right in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, that actually helped. I'm in the hole for the. Oh, okay, back up, sir. You're way too low. Oh, that's Post Malone.
Definitely sucks dick.
Okay. Hold on, Bobby. Keep it there. Okay. Where'd the bolt go?
I don't know. What'd you do with it?
It's over here. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. So.
You're right. I do have to pick my daughter up from school.
Okay. I was thinking more like getting you to Scott's to help him with his car.
I'm gonna call him and see what he's doing.
I don't really care about your daughter. She can fend for herself, okay?
Yeah, she probably could. I mean, she's 9, so.
Exactly. She's of the age in the olden days where.
By olden days, we mean at least 15 years ago, where you just got left at home.
Well, I mean, yeah.
At least I was.
15 years ago, I was. Oh, geez. I was like 17, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you? Like almost?
I'm 34.
Oh, that's enough.
Jesus.
He's like 49.
All right.
I always forget you're older than him.
Why? Because I don't have a beard?
Oh,
God.
and your
Do you
dick's
hear
not
this
as big.
discrimination against me?
Oh, I just always forget. He'll be 30 next month.
That's right, Daddy. You're going to be
I'll be
old.
picking out my casket.
You're going to be old.
At least I'm nice like that and pick my own casket out for you. I'm just waiting for this thing to like pop loose somehow, hit me in the leg and break it.
Oh, in your tumor spot?
My tumor leg.
Physically, you're probably not. You've got that OLB.
I can't wait till it turns into real cancer and they say we have to remove your leg. I want to be like, Stumpy!
The other physical well-being.
No, we'll just call you Peggy the Pirate.
God. You think if they remove my leg, can I get a bionic leg?
No.
Probably.
That'd be so cool, babe. You know how fucking cool that would be?
All
right,
Off. That way you can just have like 2 quick legs, so you can just take them off.
Oh, we got that one in, right? We got that side in, right?
What?
That CV axle?
Did you get it in?
I think so.
I don't know. You're the one doing the CV axles. I'm doing the raising and lowering and tibbling and dabbling. Stroking the cylinder, you know?
I mean, it's in the hole, but it's not like in.
Oh, she needs a little lube, little.
We're just gonna have to put it down. If it goes in, it goes in.
But that side in?
This side's not even close. All right. This side's way too high.
Here we go.
Look, babe.
Whoa there, Daddy. I could put the third motor mount in, the bottom one, so we know where bottom is. Because here's the bolt. We are touching on the front here, so I'll put a bolt in this one.
Let me go down a little bit.
No. I just need
I
to.
need to reflect this way. I need this fast right.
Right there, don't move.
They're that fucking small?
Yeah.
You should see the ones in the Honda, they're massive.
Are they?
Dude, they're like this fucking big, bro.
I don't know. All right. As you can see, the engine is back in. I hope you guys enjoyed the part where my buddy Jesse came. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use all of the footage because when me and him get together, there's quite a bit of language that goes around. But time to get this battery tray in here. Get this wire out of the way. I don't even know where that goes to. You might be asking yourself, does it have a go handle? No, I was too poor to get the go handle. Literally has no handle. But this literally is the cheapest battery they had. Okay, I gotta put fuel in the car with my fresh 93, and we will start this thing. We got about a gallon in there. I'm gonna put this here in case water does come shooting out. It's not really gonna stop anything, but I might actually, because if this thing does have an oil leak, I swear I might actually burn this car to the ground. Yeah, that's definitely not right. I put like a gallon and a half, maybe a gallon and 3/4 in, and it tells me I got a little over a quarter tank. Yeah, okay. Clutch all the way down, because we don't have one. Heck yeah. No bullet flying out everywhere. I need my flashlight. Where's my flashlight? Where is my flashlight? I also put a new thermostat in because the old thermostat I think was stuck open. But we have no check engine light. We do have an airbag light for some reason. It could be for the front crash bar. You might not, because it might not be plugged in. But it's idling really nicely. Where's my flashlight? Bro, I just had it. What is this? Anyways. Oh, here it is. Where I had it. I mean, there's residual oil on the alternator, but other than that, no leaks. Hell yeah. All right, you guys just saw this engine run. So I'm glad there is no oil leaks. I let it crack temperature, so the temp gauge did start reading, but I mean, we let it run long enough that if there was any leaks, which I'm still not seeing any, because I mean, it came in pretty much immediately. It was slinging off this. So resealing the timing cover was the fix, and we put a new crank seal on the timing cover as well. Valve cover gasket held in there, thankfully. But like I said, this car just, it's fighting me, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We got all the new suspension on, new brakes, the 2 wheel bearings in the front, the rears, they fought me. I got to get this passenger side CV axle back in. It's also fighting me. I may just hit it with a hammer. Maybe, I don't know, might go in, maybe not. I'll probably break some more stuff. But in the next video, core support will go on. We'll put the wheels on. I'm not getting new tires yet, but we'll put the wheels on. We'll hook up the drive shaft. I don't want to hook the exhaust up because it makes it sound really quiet and it sounds like crap. But yeah, and then we'll put the headlights in. The headlights are gonna look sick. So I still haven't even hooked the headlights up yet. I really, really, really want to, just to see what they look like, but I'm gonna hold off and we're gonna wait for the grand reveal. Like I said, I don't know if I'm really gonna inspect it and insure it to be able to drive it on the road, but I will at least be able to drive it around this little complex we got here. But yeah, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Would really, really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.